Everybody is loving the launch of Tekken 8. What everybody hates is getting into ranked and getting thrown immediately and having no idea how to deal with it. Now, some of you may know how to break throws literally, especially if you've seen my beginner guide. Check that out if you haven't. But you may not know how to train the ability to break them. Throw breaks in this game are reactable. We don't guess, we react to how their hands come out. There are exceptions, I know the comments will mention it, but we'll get to that in a separate video. For now, we're going to talk about the very basic skill of reacting to throws in Tekken and how we train them. By the way, if you don't care at all about the whole process and you just want to see the drill, I'll have timestamps at the end. You can screenshot the drill. At least leave a like and a comment. That would be kind of cool. You don't got a comment to say, leave like an emoji. That would help me out. You can get your drill at the end, you know, a little fair exchange. Anyways, here is the drill. Without further ado, the first thing we do is pick your character, you know, when you're learning to break the throws, but pick Dragunov as your opponent. I'm going to explain why later. The first thing we're going to do, I know I said training mode defense, but the first thing we're going to do is get all this stuff off the screen. I have inputs, I have all this stuff. Display settings here, third option from the top. So take off the command history, keep the HUD, because that's going to be in a real game. Take off your attack info, take off your player frame info, and take off the hit properties. I want the throw to look like it does in a real game. Okay, so when I throw him here, it looks exactly like a real game. Okay. Now, one other thing to check is that player counter and opponent counter are off. That does make a difference. Moving on. We're going to select 3 actions, the 3 throws that Dragunov can do from this defensive training. So the setting is up here. When you start practice mode, it shows offense at the top. This is what it looks like. We're going to the top setting and changing it to defense. This lets us pick our opponent's actions. What actions are we going to pick? I'm so glad you asked. We're going to pick our CPU opponent actions. Again, if you picked Dragunov, this is how you find them. I'm just going to click up. These are his 3 main command throws. He has plenty more. These are how we're going to train. Move 106. We just select from the move list here. 107. And move 105. 108. Did I just say 5 comes after 7? All right, these are the moves we're going to select. This is how we're going to train it. The last 2 settings you need to pay attention to are action frequency 0 for all of them, okay? And then action intervals to shuffle. Okay, this is what we're doing. Let's get to the next step. This is our setup. Next step, first one is our warm-up. I know you guys will want to skip the warm-up because warming up is lame, but especially if you're new to Tekken, this is a very, very, very important step. So, giving you the first 2 steps right at once so I can demonstrate it. Set action frequency to 1 for just one of the throws. Not all of them, just one of them. And now what we're going to do is we're going to backdash out of range, make sure it can't hit us, okay? I'm going to hit play and just look at him. My eyes. I'm using my eyes to just take in what the throw looks like. This seems like a silly step, but this is literally how I trained it. I want to see the throw and confirm it. So I see his left arm is coming out, so I know this will be a 1 break when I choose to break it. Okay? Enough of that. We look at the throw animation 5 times. Look at the throw animation 5 times, and then we repeat for each individual throw. So I'm going to set this action frequency to 0, this action frequency to 1, and repeat the drill. I see his right arm coming out. 3, 4, 5. Cool. I see what that looks like. Next thing. You might think I'm so silly right now. We're doing it for the 1+2 throw, and you see both hands are coming out. 5 times. If you guys are going to make fun of me, for doing this, by the way, like, show me that you can break more throws than I can, okay? Okay, so now we've done the warm-up of seeing the drills. This is the next part of the warm-up, okay? We're going to set action 1 to play, turn off the others again. And now we're going to break it. We know which one is coming. This is the 1 throw. And it's on random timing, so you still have to stay locked in and look. And react. This is like practicing the timing, even if you know what's coming. What just happened to me there? I'm so glad this actually happened. I was going to demonstrate it. If you're playing Reina, be careful about walking forward because she has a stance where if you tap forward, she parries. And in this game, parries are unbreakable. So it'll mess up your throw break. So if you're playing Reina, just be really careful with your inputs. You might just want to sit still when you're doing this warm-up. That was actually perfect. I'm glad that got demonstrated. All right, so you're going to break each throw 3 times. I went a little over just to show. And then we're going to do the same thing for action 2. Thank you for griefing me, Notepad. Turn off action 1, turn on action 2, and repeat. We're breaking the 2 throw now. You guys probably get the point. I don't need to demonstrate the whole thing. Now, you could probably guess step number 7. Set action 3 to play. Turn off the others, break 3 times. Okay, same drill. I'll move on. For your reference, in case you need to have this on the screen when you're doing your warm-up, these are the throw breaks. It would have probably been pretty hard to figure out what I was doing without that. The left arm, you break with the left punch button. The right arm, you break with the right punch button. Both arms are both punch buttons, okay? I should have covered that at the beginning, but information covered. Let's move on to level 1 of the drill. Now, in order to start level 1, we actually need to re-record these moves. And what's going to make it easier is first, if you go to controller setup, okay, and you're going to want to remap 2 specific buttons. You're going to want to remap, my stick was on the wrong setting. There we go. 2 specific buttons. The 1+4 right here, I'm going to map that to whatever this one, left bumper. And then 2+3, I'm going to map to left trigger. Okay, these are important for setting up our drill. You can change it back after when you're done. We're just doing it to set up the drill. Now, when we record these settings, something that makes the throw break easier is if you record a setup move into it. So this may not happen in game every time, but this helps prepare your brain to react. I'm going to record this action with Dragunov. What I did is instead of select from move list, I just picked record. It's select and B to start, and I'm going to record a down forward 1 into the first throw. So we map that button forward 1+4. That's what I'm going to do first. Down forward 1, forward 1+4. Okay, stop the recording. One thing to note, if you press it too fast, Dragunov will do a kick after, so you have to wait for the button to run out. I'll demonstrate that really quick. I'm going to record action 2. If you mash it too quickly, it's going to look like this, right? So you have to wait for this to run out and then do your throw. Wait for the down forward 1 and then throw. Okay. Now we're recording action 2, down forward 1 into the forward 2+3. Highlight this here for your convenience. Down forward 1, forward 2+3. Okay. Save that recording. The third one is the 1+2 break. We're covering all 3 breaks here. We're going to use them slightly differently. I'll show you in a sec. Down forward 1, up forward 1+2, and the recording. Okay, so that's the setup for the drill. How do we do the drill? The drill is designed to minimize as much overwhelming, like you don't want to get overwhelmed. Minimize the overwhelming feeling and get comfortable, okay? So that's why the warm-up, we just reacted to a throw we knew was coming. For the drill, we're going to do them in pairs. So I'm not going to do all 3 at the same time. I'm going to do action 1 and action 2. I know action 1 is my 1 break, my left punch. I know action 2 is my 2 break, my right punch. So I'm going to turn those both on. And before I start, I need to make this point very, very clear. When you are practicing the throw breaks, it is better to be slow than to be wrong. Do the correct break every time, even if you're too late. Okay? So I'm going to demonstrate it here. He does the down forward 1 and then the throw. Last thing I forgot to mention. We need to set it to a normal action interval, okay? Action interval normal. We don't want to change the timing when we're doing these throws. We want to have steady timing, steady options, just train the reaction, okay? So, do a quick reset, get the right angle. Now, he's going to do a down forward 1 and a throw. I know based on the actions I chose, it's 1 or 2. There's a 2 throw. There's a 1 throw. You're going to repeat this until you can until you can break 8 out of 10 throws without messing. Well, you will mess up. You'll mess up at least twice. You want to be able to break 8 out of the 10 throws. This video is fire. You want to be able to break 8 out of the 10 throws consistently. Okay? And you want to do it. I know y'all are going to hate this. You want to do it on both sides. The last thing you want is somebody to switch you to the other side and start grabbing you. Okay? So do it on both sides, and we're going to do it in pairs like I said. So let's pretend I did it perfectly. And now we're going to set up the next drill. Action 1 and action 3. This is the 1 break and the 1+2 break. So remember, we're dealing with just 2 options. We don't want to deal with all 3. That's a lot. We want to get our eyes to really lock in, and I would rather be too slow than wrong. The worst thing you can do is be wrong. Because if you start mashing the wrong input, you're not building muscle memory. We're wiring what our eyes see and what our hands do. So it's easier to speed up the correct muscle memory than it is to rewrite it. So when you're writing it in the first place, go slow, don't be wrong. Okay, I would rather you hit, like, say he grabs me. That was a one break. I would rather that happen than you be fast with the incorrect input. I've hammered that point home enough. Let's move on to level 2. Level 2 of the throws, by the way, again, 8 out of 10 throws on each side. Get that level of consistency. We're doing pairs. Level 2 of the throw is where we up the complexity a bit. So we're going to have the same setup as level 1, but we're going to turn on all 3 actions. Now, the training from the past 2 steps makes a big deal because you are dealing with a lot of variance. You're not just picking between 2, you're picking between all 3. PhiDX, wasn't that obvious? Why are you saying that? Well, it's really, really hard, okay? Do not feel bad if at the start you get like 3 out of 10. When I started this, I broke like 1 out of 10, okay? I was really, really bad at throw breaks. And this is a muscular, like neurological muscular training skill. This is not a like brain information skill. So with this kind of training, we would rather do frequent training events rather than long training events. Sessions. Why did I say events? It's sessions. If you do a 5-minute, 10-minute session over a week, that is better than doing one 70-minute session. It's just how the brain works. You need to give it breaks, rewire, set this up, and then practice some combos and then come back later. You don't have to do it all at once. So that was level 2. Turn on all 3 actions and break 8 out of 10 on both sides. Sound good? Let's move on to level 3. This is where it gets really fun. We are now going to set the action intervals to random. Okay? Random action intervals. Now, I don't know when he's going to do the down forward 1, so I have to really lock in. The down forward 1 still lets me kind of prepare that he's going to throw me, but I am like really paying attention to when he starts moving. Right? Adding the randomness is actually way harder. 8 out of 10 success rate. Both sides, we move on to the next level. Level 4. This time, we are taking away the down forward 1. Easiest way to do this is just select from the move list again. I found the 3 numbers at the beginning. What is it? 106, 107, 108. So just go all the way, select from the move list. Here and here. Looking good. All right. Now, one thing though, set the action intervals to normal. We've just changed the drill. No more down forward 1. We're doing just the grab. So stabilize the variables. Don't add randomness on top of this new speed because it's going to come way faster now. Pause. 2 break right away. 2 break right away. There's no down forward 1. So your attention has to be right there from the very beginning. He missed. So as Reina, we're going to walk forward a bit and we're going to tap back to make sure we don't accidentally get parried on the way in, right? So I'm going to run in and block. Luckily, the timing is predictable, so you know when you don't accidentally get that like parry thing. By the way, it's not a glitch. It's part of the game system that parries are unbreakable. But yeah, this is level 4. Get 8 out of 10 times on both sides, and then we'll move on. If you don't know how to get to the other side, by the way, you go to Restart Settings. It's the second tab, and you reset here. Wait, I'm griefing. That's not what you do. You set Switch Positions. I was so locked in on how my words were sounding, I just said the wrong thing. You restart settings, you go to restart settings, and then you switch position. And then if you do this, it'll swap you to player 2 side. This is important because the throws literally look different. So when you do this warm-up drill, you're going to actually also want to do it on both sides. I should have said that too. Wait, not this one. This one, the warm-up drill. Repeat for P1 and P2. If for some reason you don't want to give me any engagement and you just want to see the drill, at the very end, I'll scroll through the whole thing and you can just screenshot it. So, you know, whatever. That hurts. That would be really hurtful to do. We talked about level 4. Action intervals normal. All 3 drills. 8 out of 10 times both sides. Max level. What is the hardest way we could do this? What you want to do is just change this action intervals to random. We have all 3 going at the same time at a random timing. Jesus, Dragonov. Okay, so we don't know when it's coming. Sometimes you have to be really ready after you just broke one. And then he's going to sit still for a minute and make you think about it. Right? So this is a challenging drill. I'm getting gripped up. Now, one thing I should note, wow, that was fast. One thing I should note, when you're doing these drills, I mentioned it already that short sessions are better than long sessions. Don't over grind it. Okay, you have to stop yourself. Even pros who warm up throws, don't overdo it. They will stop within like 5-10 minutes, because if you overbreak throws, your brain starts locking in really hard on just like, I need to break this one thing. I need to really focus on these arms. But you got to remember that when you are fighting in a real fight, you're not just looking for throws. You're looking for spacing. You're looking for mids and lows. You're looking for the reactable lows. You're thinking about your punishes. The throws are an afterthought. So you don't want to train your brain to like just zero in on this, okay? Short session is like 5 to 10 minutes. Same as level 3, random intervals, all 3 actions, and to pass 8 out of 10, both sides. Have to hammer this home. It is better to be slow than to be wrong. I've covered everything about this drill. This is how I trained it to have incredible consistency in my matches. It's a bit tedious, but I really recommend it. Let's go back from the beginning so you can take your screenshots of the drill. That's not the right screenshot. Here we go. Throw break training. These are the initial settings. These are your warm-up settings. Repeat for both sides. I missed that. These are the level 1 settings. This requires the direct recording of the down forward 1. We're going to reuse that setting for level 2. We're going to reuse it for level 3. And then level 4 is where we take away the down forward 1 and we just do the throw. So for level 4, you'll have to go select it from the move list again. Level 5 will use the same thing, but just add the random factor. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you guys stop getting grabbed. You might have wondered why I didn't mention King. That's another video. King has so many rule-breaking throws that we'll have to deal with that next time. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.